All right, so going over more diets, styles of eating, what might potentially be the thing that gets you on the road to outrageous health and accumulating health over and over and over again. So today I'm going to talk about the ketogenic diet. Of course, ketogenic, it's ridiculously popular, still is even today. I mean, it's kind of waning a little bit, but it's still pretty popular, still fresh on most people's minds. All kinds of keto bars and keto drinks and ketone esters and stuff out there for us to take these days. So the thing about the ketogenic diet is that in order to be actually doing a ketogenic diet, we have to be creating ketones and using ketones as the main energy source for the body. So that happens by eating about 70% fat diet, 20% protein, and 10% carbohydrates. So for most people, that's going to be 40 grams or less of carbohydrates a day, usually starting out around 25 grams of carbohydrates a day just to get into ketosis. So the body can survive off ketones just fine. It doesn't need sugar or glucose to survive. It can do it just fine via the ketones. However, even though we can survive off ketones, my suggestion is it's not our best life if we are literally living off ketones nonstop. Which it sounds nice to say, hey, because there's so many obese people in America, people that are trying to lose weight all the time, lose fat all the time, trying to get leaner, to say, hey, be on a ketogenic diet so that you can use more fat as energy. That sounds nice, right? Sounds great. I want to use more fat as energy. The thing is, though, on a ketogenic diet, we're consuming more fat. We're consuming 70% of our diet as fat. So sure, we're burning more fat, but it's not talking, when people say a ketogenic diet burns more fat, or there's more fatty oxidation happening on a ketogenic diet, unfortunately, they're not actually referring to us burning more fat on our body. They're referring to the fact that we're taking in fat, and then the liver is utilizing that fat as an energy source to create ketones. So that can definitely help for mental clarity, for sharpness, for focus for a lot of people. You know, if a child or an adult has ADHD symptoms or obsessive compulsive disorders, those kind of things, a ketogenic diet, I've seen it to be very, very beneficial. Or just general focus issues. Of course, we use it often for seizures in adults and children, and it has amazing effects. Parkinson's disease, there's been shown to be amazing effects. Alzheimer's, dementia. If there's any kind of neurological degenerative condition going on, I think the ketogenic diet is a very smart thing to actually at least give a try. Give 6 months to see what you can make happen there. Because I've seen dramatic effects in my office, and there's plenty of published research showing dramatic effects and changes in inflammatory proteins and inflammatory markers within the brain tissue and the nerve tissue when people are on a ketogenic diet. The other thing about ketogenic diet is that you could be in ketosis and be living off of bacon and cheddar cheese, and you would be in ketosis. But unfortunately, we can't get all the nourishment we need from bacon and cheddar cheese. So if you were going to do a ketogenic diet because you thought, I want to be more mentally sharp, I want more clarity, or maybe I have Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, or a family history of this, so I just want to see how my body would respond. Or maybe you're a diabetic, and if you're on insulin, you need to be really careful with the ketogenic diet because you're not going to be eating hardly any sugar, so the potential for you to have a diabetic crisis is high if you just jump from hardcore diabetes and then switch to a ketogenic diet. However, people that go on ketogenic diets and who have high blood sugars notice a dramatic shift, especially when the ketogenic diet is loaded with nourishing whole foods, a dramatic shift in their blood sugars. Insulin sensitivity is shown to go up, so your body has to produce less insulin, which is great because that means there's less of those storage molecules going out there telling your body to store, which means that you're more likely to use fat as an energy source and lose fat from your body. So that's definitely a case where a ketogenic diet can be very handy, as well as in diabetics. I've used it often and seen crazy results in patients who've had A1Cs at 12, 13, 14, 15, and seen those come down to 5, 5.5. on a ketogenic style dietary regimen. I will say though, a ketogenic diet is a medicinal diet. You know, I know it's everywhere out there, but to literally be in ketosis all the time is I feel like you should be under the care of or supervision of a nutritionist who knows what they're doing, or a doctor who knows what they're doing as far as the whole ketogenic spectrum goes, because there is potential for a lot of nutritional deficiencies, not the least of which would be sodium and potassium. So sodium and potassium are basically the electrolytes that allow signaling from cell to cell in our body. If they're off, if they're out of whack, people can be hallucinating, which happens sometimes for people on ketogenic diets. You'll become feeling really, really dehydrated, fatigued, headaches. I've seen patients with crazy dry mouths, and starting to get some their gums receding because of the dryness, because they were on a ketogenic diet and not eating extra amounts of salt, and taking on more potassium. It's you can say you could eat more spinach or Swiss chard or pumpkin seeds or those things to get more of the minerals and nutrients lost by a ketogenic diet, but I find that it's pretty challenging to eat enough vegetable matter and nuts and seeds to maintain ketosis and get all the nourishment you need, which is another reason why I suggest that it's a medicinal diet, and I would do it, basically, or I would stay in ketosis long term only if you're doing it for a medicinal reason, like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, diabetes, or seizure disorders, those kind of things. Potentially, if you have just insane sugar cravings, you can't get over it, time after time you try, you can't, then getting on a ketogenic diet wouldn't be a bad idea, because it definitely does decrease sugar cravings. It helps with leptin sensitivity and ghrelin sensitivity, which are a big deal for satiation. People generally become more satiated faster while being on a ketogenic diet, and that satiation lasts a long time, to the point where some people, patients I've had, like, they don't even care about eating anymore, whereas before they were going crazy about it. So that can be a pretty sweet side effect of the ketogenic diet, especially if you know that you are a sugar addict or a food addict. If you're going to get on a ketogenic diet, you need to be thinking, okay, I gotta have more red mineral salt. I need more potassium. I need to be supplementing with magnesium and calcium, and iodine, because these nutrients are going to get massively depleted when you're on a ketogenic diet. And so generally, I always just tell patients, okay, if you're going to do this, then we need to take just a real high potency multivitamin, and then take as a medicine, pretty much, take like a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of red mineral salt each day, to make up for all the salt you're going to lose through your kidneys because you're not producing as much insulin as you were before, and that the insulin helps keep fluid in our body. And so the ketogenic diet basically acts as a diuretic for us, and so we lose all these electrolytes and minerals via the urinary tract. So if you want to really do the ketogenic diet, you just feel like, I really want to take a stab at this and see what it could do for me, or if it could be life-altering experience, change your habits, then I would suggest checking out the book, The 30-Day Keto Cleanse. I think it's keto, not ketogenic, I believe, by Maria Emmerich. I'll put a link down. Yeah, Ketogenic Cleanse, the 30-Day Ketogenic Cleanse by Maria Emmerich. I'll put a link down here for it. But that's my favorite book when it comes to ketogenic diets. It's really whole foods. It's not bacon and cheddar cheese. It's lots of vegetables and clean meats, because you want to be getting healthy, not just being in ketosis, right? That's the key. So you can maximize the effects of a ketogenic diet by eating awesome food and being in ketosis and getting all the potential benefits of decreased inflammatory markers in the body and slowing of aging overall of the body by being in ketosis at the same time. All right, so hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, put them below, and I'll be sure to answer them for you.